Friends, today we once again travel to a mysterious place, the Kiradu Temple, located near Hathma village in Barmer, Rajasthan. It came into the spotlight after an episode of Roadies 11, and we gathered in-depth details from different sources. According to local beliefs, no one dares to pass by this place after sunset because it is said that anyone who stays here at night turns into stone. How true this is, you can only know from the locals, or by visiting yourself. The Kiradu Temple is believed to have been built around the 11th century. Its carvings are so breathtaking that historians often call it the Khajuraho of Rajasthan. But with time, the area became desolate, and for the last 900 years, these temples have been lying in ruins. Originally, there were 5 major temples here, but earthquakes destroyed many of them. Today, only 2 main temples survive, one dedicated to Lord Shiva and the other to Lord Vishnu. Their stone craftsmanship still reminds us of ancient artistry. Nearly 9 centuries ago, the region was ruled by the Paranormal dynasty. One day, a sage arrived here with his disciples. After a few days, the sage left suddenly, without informing anyone. Soon, his disciples fell gravely ill. The villagers refused to help them, except for one humble potter woman who nursed them selflessly and saved their lives. When the sage returned and saw the condition of his disciples, he was enraged. He declared, "In a land where humanity itself dies, mankind should not survive." With this, he cursed the villagers, turning them all into stone. The potter woman was spared, but the sage instructed her to leave the village before sunset. Unfortunately, as she was leaving, she looked back once, and instantly turned into stone too. Even today, her statue is said to stand in a neighboring village. Since that day, no one dares to stay here after dusk. It is said, whoever does, becomes stone. Although the Archaeological Survey of India, ASI, has not officially declared this a protected monument with proof of the curse, the locals firmly believe it. In the age of science, how much you believe in these stories depends on your faith. But in ancient times, the fear of a sage's curse was very real, and that is why saints and sages were always respected. Today, only these ruins stand before us, silently narrating their story. Friends, when you walk through these ruins, it feels as if the stones still hold the cries of the past, cries that no one ever heard. In the daylight, the temple appears as a marvelous architectural wonder. But as soon as the sun sets, the air grows heavy, and the silence turns terrifying. Locals claim that at night, chants echo through the temple walls, and the broken idol's eyes seem to follow you everywhere. Is this just superstition? Or is the sage's curse still alive even today? This mystery remains unsolved. When you move closer to these dilapidated temples, the ruins appear even more haunting. By day, it feels like just another heritage site, but after sunset, everything changes. A strange stillness spreads around. The wind stops, the birds vanish, and an eerie silence takes over. Some say they've heard voices from the cracks of broken idols. Others claim to hear footsteps following them. Many insist that the carvings on the walls come alive at night, their eyes glowing, and if anyone looks into them for too long, they too become part of the stone idols. Some villagers say flickering oil lamps appear in the dark, but when they go near, there's nothing. Others claim faint chanting still echoes, as if the sage is repeating his curse. So think about it. Is the curse of 9 centuries ago still alive? Do these ruins still carry the weight of that shattering curse? Or is it simply fear and imagination? For historians, Kiradu is a masterpiece of architecture. For locals, it is the land of a deadly curse. The truth? Still unknown. But one thing is certain. If you ever visit Barmer district of Rajasthan, do not miss the Kiradu Temple. Because this place is not just about history. It is a living, unsolved mystery. Some villages are not just marked on maps. Some villages carry such terrifying stories within them that even time itself trembles. Today, we take you into the golden sands of Rajasthan, to a village where more ghosts reside than humans. A village cursed centuries ago, abandoned forever. This is Kuldara. Centuries ago, Kuldara was not a ruin. It was home to the Paliwal Brahmins, renowned for their farming, trade, and their art of building stepwells. The village was alive, lamps glowed in every home, laughter of children echoed in the narrow lanes. So prosperous was Kuldara that 84 nearby villages also thrived under the same community. It is said the soil here was so fertile that even in the desert, greenery blossomed. But this prosperity caught the eye of a greedy, merciless man, the Diwan of Jaisalmer, Salim Singh. A man blinded by power, consumed by lust. His eyes fell upon the daughter of the village chief, famed for her beauty and virtues. Salim Singh made his demand clear: either this girl will be mine, or this entire village will suffer my wrath. He threatened that if they refused, he would impose such unbearable taxes that the people would starve to death. The village elders gathered. The decision was unanimous. We shall never bow before tyranny. Even if we must abandon our land, we will never sacrifice our honor. It is said this event took place on the night of Raksha Bandhan. While sisters tied sacred threads on their brothers' wrists, the village too made a vow that would become history. That night, Kuldara sank into silence. Lamps were extinguished, hearths went cold, belongings quietly packed. Not just Kuldara, all 84 villages vanished overnight. No farewells, no tears, no cries, only silence. Before leaving, the Paliwals cursed the land. No one shall ever live here again. Whoever dares will meet certain death, and so it was. Time passed, but the echo of that curse remains. Those who tried to settle here either died mysteriously, fell to strange illnesses, or lost their sanity overnight today. Kuldara is nothing but broken mansions and empty courtyards, but people say the walls still echo with screams. Many tourists claim they've heard children laughing at night. Some speak of anklets tinkling in the dark, yet no one is found. Others saw shadows peering from windows, but vanish upon approach. Locals believe the spirits of the Paliwal Brahmins still wander, bound by their pain, their unfinished wishes, and their eternal curse. Scientists dismiss it as superstition. They say the desert winds, whistling through ruins, create illusions of voices. But the question remains, if it's just wind, why do people fall sick? Why do tourists flee in terror at night? Today, Kuldara is a tourist attraction. People visit in daylight, clicking pictures, but as the sun sets, no one dares stay. Because they say, after dusk, this land belongs not to the living, but to the dead. The ruins bathed in moonlight, the cold desert winds, the eerie silence, all combine to make Kuldara one of India's most haunted villages. So the question is Kuldara truly a village of ghosts, or just a tragic tale twisted into legend? Perhaps no one will ever know. But one thing is certain, this centuries-old village still stands holding stories untold, as if whispering to every passerby, "Listen to my silence. Perhaps you will find my truth." Every broken wall, every shattered stone, screams that once life thrived here. Children played, women prayed in courtyards, festivals brought joy to the streets. But now, only silence remains. The curse of the Paliwal Brahmins still lingers. Those who dared to live here either died mysteriously or went insane. Tourists claim to hear footsteps at night. Some hear children's laughter, some hear women weeping. But when they turn, no one is there, only shadows in the wind. Locals say after midnight, Kuldara belongs not to men, but to spirits. Those who try to stay till dawn lose their sanity. Scientists call it imagination. They say it's only the desert winds, but can mere wind kill a man? Kuldara was not alone. All 84 villages disappeared that night. How could such a vast population vanish? Just from fear? Or was it something more? They say it happened on Raksha Bandhan. That's why, even today, many Paliwal families do not celebrate the festival. For them, that night is an unhealed wound. At night, Kuldara becomes so silent. You can hear your own heartbeat. Sometimes footsteps follow you, Sometimes, a shadow walks beside you. Father, this is no longer a village of humans. It belongs to those spirits who once left it behind. Do not come here at night, or you may not see the morning. Many tried to spend the night here, but screams drove them away. Cameras went dead, batteries drained, bodies shivered and cold in the heat of summer.